Emergency warning. Right now, millions of people are waking up and unknowingly injecting a dose of stress hormones directly into their bloodstream. You open your eyes, you reach for your phone, and you head straight to the kitchen to brew a cup of coffee. You think you are waking up, but the horrifying truth is, you are triggering a biochemical reaction that locks your visceral belly fat into an impenetrable fortress for the rest of the day. This is the brutal truth that the billion-dollar industry refuses to tell you. They want you to blindly believe that losing belly fat is about counting calories, starving yourself, or having an iron will. But willpower is completely irrelevant when your biological mechanism is fighting against you. Today, I am going to reveal the exact physiological barrier keeping you trapped and how to activate a biological miracle to heal at the root. Let me explain what is silently destroying your progress. When you wake up, your body is in a state of severe metabolic vulnerability. You have just gone 8 long hours without a single drop of water. Your blood is physically thicker. Your system is desperate for a signal of safety. But instead of giving it safety, you give it pure panic. Inside your body, there is a specific enzyme called lipoprotein lipase. Think of it as a strict bouncer at a nightclub. This enzyme dictates whether the energy floating in your bloodstream gets burned as fuel or stored as fat. And here is the craziest part. The visceral fat, the dangerous fat wrapping around your organs, has up to 4 times more cortisol receptors than normal subcutaneous fat. Your belly fat is literally listening to your stress levels. So imagine this. You wake up completely dehydrated. You immediately look at social media. You see an upsetting email comparing your life to others. Instantly, your brain floods with a neurotoxin-like wave of artificial stress and cheap dopamine. Your sympathetic nervous system violently activates your fight-or-flight response. Your adrenal glands panic. They release a massive spike of cortisol. Because you are sending an emergency signal, your body assumes the world is burning down outside. What does a body do in a famine or a war? It hoards resources. The lipoprotein lipase enzyme flips the switch to storage mode. Your visceral fat bunker slams shut. But it does not stop there. You walk into the kitchen and pour that dark, rich cup of coffee. You think you are doing your metabolism a favor. Here is the science of why that is a massive mistake. While you sleep, your brain builds up a metabolic waste byproduct called adenosine. Adenosine is the molecule that creates sleep pressure. When you wake up, there is still residual adenosine floating around your neurons. If you consume caffeine within the first few minutes of waking, the caffeine molecules violently hijack your adenosine receptors. They block the tiredness, but they do not clear the waste. The adenosine just builds up behind a massive dam. Around 2 in the afternoon, that caffeine wears off and the dam breaks. You experience a catastrophic energy crash. Your body panics again, releasing even more cortisol, which makes you crave sugar. You eat a donut, your insulin spikes, and every single calorie goes straight to your belly. You are trapped in a vicious cycle, all because of what you did in the first 45 minutes of your day. I know exactly how frustrating this is. You are doing the intense morning workouts. You are reading the clinical research. You are sweating through high-intensity interval training at 6 in the morning because a fitness guru told you it burns more fat. But high-intensity exercise creates a lack of oxygen. Your body interprets this hypoxia as a life or death threat. It is a physiological nightmare. You are literally screaming at your belly fat to stay exactly where it is. You might think your exhausting morning routine is the gold standard of productivity. It is just a placebo. You feel productive while your lymphatic system is sluggish and your cells are screaming for hydration. We need to stop fighting your molecular biology and start working with it. Right now, it is time to stop fighting your body and start a complete reset of your biological rhythm. You are about to activate a perfect biological cleanup machine. The exact protocol to reverse aging and heal at the root is surprisingly simple. We are going to replace the panic signals with safety signals. The very first thing you must do before your feet even hit the floor is what I call the adrenal cocktail. You wake up severely dehydrated. Your blood is viscous, making your heart work harder. This physical strain spikes cortisol before you even move. But your adrenal glands do not run on motivation. They run on minerals. Specifically, they crave sodium and potassium. When you wake up and drink a large glass of room temperature water with a pinch of high-quality sea salt, you are sending a profound physiological message. Sodium is a signal. When your body detects it, it tells your adrenal glands that resources are abundant. There is no famine. We do not need to panic. Your adrenaline decreases. Your cortisol levels drop by measurable amounts within minutes. You are not forcing your body. You are giving it permission to relax. But that is just the first step. The second treasure of this protocol is light. Your metabolism is not random. It is strictly governed by a master clock in your brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. If this clock is out of sync, your cortisol stays elevated all day, and no amount of exercise can fix it. Do not look at the artificial blue light of your phone screen. That weak 500 lux light is biologically confusing. It sends a weak signal that causes anxiety because your brain thinks it is dusk, not dawn. You must go outside within 30 minutes of waking up. You need the full spectrum of natural sunlight hitting your retina. Even on a cloudy day, the sun provides over 10,000 lux of light. These photons travel directly to your hypothalamus, triggering a sharp, healthy spike of cortisol that quickly declines. This is the exact pattern you need to create sustainable energy. It resets your circadian rhythm and releases serotonin. You are literally programming better sleep for that night, while telling your belly fat that the environment is safe. Now we reach the third and perhaps most difficult rule. You must wait 90 minutes before consuming any caffeine. I know you love your coffee, but patience equals stability. By waiting 90 minutes, you allow your brain to naturally clear out the residual adenosine. You allow your natural cortisol awakening response to complete its cycle. When you finally drink your coffee at 8:30 in the morning, it enhances you instead of crashing you. You get clean energy. You avoid the afternoon cortisol spike. You eliminate the sugar cravings that lock energy away as visceral fat. The fourth piece of the puzzle is movement, but not the kind you think. You must avoid high-intensity training in the morning if you are already stressed and carrying belly fat. Instead, you need a slow, forward walk. This introduces a concept called optic flow. As you walk forward, images continuously pass by your eyes. Neuroscience shows that this visual information travels directly to your amygdala, the fear center of your brain. Optic flow physically quiets the amygdala. It lowers anxiety. Evolutionarily, walking forward meant you had agency. You were moving. You were in control. Your body responds to this primal signal by dropping its guard. A 10 to 15-minute walk outside combines the light signal with the movement signal. It is a double message of safety. This is the exact state where your body finally agrees to tap into visceral fat stores. Finally, we must avoid the dopamine trap. You cannot check your phone for the first 30 minutes. By delaying your phone, you protect your biochemistry. You allow your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system, to establish a baseline of calm. A brain that starts the day reactive stays reactive, keeping cortisol high and your belly locked. A brain that starts the day proactive stays proactive, allowing cortisol to drop and your belly to unlock. This is not a temporary fix. This is the gold standard of molecular biology. When you execute this protocol, the fat loss becomes a natural side effect of a system that is finally in balance. You stop fighting your physiology and start flowing with it. Your lipoprotein lipase enzyme stays quiet, and your belly fat becomes accessible fuel. You do not need extreme discipline when your hormones are working for you. So, I have a question for you. Will you continue to blindly punish your body with outdated advice, or will you allow it to experience a true biological awakening? The choice is entirely yours. If this revelation changed how you view your health, subscribe to our channel right now. Like this video and share it with someone who is exhausted from fighting their own body. Let us stop the endless cycle of stress and start healing together.